Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight we're going to do the weekly, which covers up the upcoming week, August 26th up until September 1st. 2024, I'm sure the Pisces Moonbeam is going to mention it here. We were talking today, and there are quite of intense times coming up. Astrologically wise, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not going to talk about that, but just for your information, I don't know, the next say few weeks are going to be kind of like, I don't know, can't really say game changing, but there are going to be a lot of things coming up. So make sure you follow her page. She may link it if you don't want, if you don't know it. And with that said, let's jump straight away into the weekly reading. So the first thing that I'm going to do about the weekly reading, this is going to be the collective. And if you do want to examine the cards yourself, you can do so by looking at the thumbnail. The cards are there. I drew them about 3 hours ago. And the first one that we do have, that is a 7 of Cups. The second card that I drew, that will be the 7 of Swords. And the third card, that is a 5 of Wands. Okay. So a couple of things about this week. Okay. Well, we can't really say the first and the second because they are equally important. Well, maybe, hello, Yadabi. Maybe the first one is slightly more important than the second, but still they both are quite equally important. Now, the first thing is that this is a week where we, as a collective, okay, we should not seek a shortcut. All right, things happen slowly, or rather like things like projects, relationships, and so on and so forth. A certain way how we can reach the destination, how we can reach the goal is consistency and slow, very steady, very methodical, very meticulous, and very objective advance and approach moving forward. And the second thing that is going to be important for this week, by the look of those cards, is, well, I don't know how to exactly call it, maybe sacrifice. What I mean here is that everyone needs to be in service of the other, meaning, for example, in your love life, in your relationship, it will benefit you guys greatly if you are in the service of your partner, and your partner will benefit them greatly if they are in service of you. So it's kind of like, this is a week where we are going to be in each other's service, and this will help the cumulative agenda to be pushed forward, and thus the desired goal is going to be accomplished, or at the very least we are going to get very, very close to it. But again, flying into the cloud nine and thinking that we are almighty and we can do everything by ourselves is going to make us crumble and crash down, like go down in flames, literally. So with that said, this was the collective reading. Now, a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to run down the ecliptic, meaning I'm going to start Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on and so forth, all the way up to Pisces. And bear in mind that these are going to be readings for your star signs, so very seldom they are going to happen to be an exact answer to whatever situation and whatever plight you are facing right now. And if you do wish your personal situations and concerns to be subject of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Other than that, if you do enjoy the show, you can support us by subscribing and engaging with the video, meaning commenting, liking, and so on and so forth. That helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And another way how you can support us is financially through super chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you will find in the description down below, and anyone who does so support us financially, I mean, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream that is guaranteed. So with that said, the first star sign that I'm going to read for, like said, that's going to be Aries. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by the glyph being displayed right there. Okay, so let me shuffle and see what Aries are going to have for the week. And by the way, Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. Let me put you into the list. There you go. So let me shuffle. Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Two of Cups, like a charm. Literally like a charm. So Three of Cups and Two of Cups, it's actually a better combo than the Two of Cups being first, okay? A few reasons for that. I'm not going to dive into them right now, but as the card stands, this is a shared emotion, like shared attraction, like shared love, like shared, I don't know, vision, if you will. It is literally a shared attraction. Not just only that, but also a readiness from the other side to do their part, or in other words, to pull their weight, so to speak. Another property of this shared attraction or shared love, or whatever you want to call it, or whichever emotion kind of like manifests for you, and this is going to be a pleasant emotion, by the way, is that there will be no obstruction being shared. What I mean is that if there was ego before, or if there was some kind of a shyness, for example, that will no longer going to be in place. And due to this shared vision and shared emotion, some kind of a new door is going to open for you, okay? Like a new possibility. Whether you're going to take that new possibility or not, well, that is entirely up to you, Aries. Other than that, you can expect results, okay? Initial results on your endeavors, especially those endeavors that you have recently started. Next, we do have Taurus. Six of Pentacles. The Magician. And then the third one, that's going to be again the Two of Cups. Taco, thank you for the $33.33. You're le grand, excuse my French, le grand tableau. Did I say it right? And with all due my respect, okay? It's just, I'm not very good at French. But in any way, it's ready. I just need to record it. And I do have a really, really good news that it is coming up into the spread, mate. Basically, the two most pressing questions that you do have literally answered right there. And it's a good answer. Nancy, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Nancy. Let me put you both guys into the list. So Taco, I will probably gonna record it tomorrow or the day after, because I have quite a few things to handle. So just bear with me, okay? And I'm sorry for the delay, but it's kind of like, yeah. Anyway, let me put you into the list. Well, you may have forgotten, but I haven't. All right, back to Taurus. No, it's not an inconvenience. It was my suggestion. Okay, this is how I felt it, and you're gonna get it. I mean, the Legrand Tableau. So those three cards again for Taurus. And unfortunately for you guys, this is a week where you're gonna come up short on something, whether come up short in time, whether come up short on skill most likely, or come short on a leverage when it comes to a negotiation. And that's gonna be the moment where a compensating factor is going to show up, like a person who can compensate for where you are coming up short with. And it will be best if you actually take on this this help. Usually Six of Pentacles, it's quite of a how can I put it into words, one-sided card, telling you that you can't be helped with anything unless you have a catalyst of Two of Cups. Then it turns around and it's on steroids being turned around, meaning that whatever you are coming up short with, that entity, whether it's an organization or whether it is a person, completely fills it up. And it's just together you are gonna form a well-oiled machine, being able to push forward with whatever enterprise you are pushing forward with. So it's going to be very important to recognize again that you aren't almighty. And now that I turn back the time, the collective reading in service of, because don't make mistake, you also going to be in service of this person, not just only them being in service to you. All right, so that was Taurus. Next, Gemini. Well, that's all right, Taco. For as long as I remember, you are going to get a reading. All right. Knight of Cups. Two of Wands. The Hermit. All right. So it's a rough one, because it will revolve around an individual. This isn't about you, it's about someone that it is around you that just cannot move forward, right? That is a person who has a very clear idea, right? Very clear idea how they want to, say, spend their life, or what kind of a thing they want to be moving forward into the future. And that individual always goes forward in, I put it into words. Well, first of all, they ain't lazy, all right? That individual, the last thing you can call them is a lazy individual. Another thing about them, it is that they very seldom do things they do not agree with and they do not like doing. And another thing it is that they do not listen to whomever else having an idea about something. They listen only to their own ideas. And what happens here is that they have some results, whether at work or whether at their love life, and it is just those results are not enough for them. But at this point, they cannot go for more currently, so they cannot push forward right now. And what is going to be your part in this, I cannot say, but probably you will have to be something like a pillar, something like a staff they need to lean on, and kind of like support them through that particular week. Personally, that could be an individual which you happen to be everything they have ever wanted, and in that particular case, they have a pretty clear idea how they want to spend the future with you. But just with that Two of Wands, while currently there are some results, currently those results cannot be expanded upon, and in that particular case, patience is needed. All right, next, Cancer. Uh, Ten of Pentacles, the World, Ace of Swords. It's a finisher, okay? It's a finisher. A deal will conclude, a loan will be repaid, okay? A house, for example, is going to be purchased. You will get the yes you want. The it's not even a problem, but for you may happen to be a problem, is that you won't know how exactly happened, okay? For example, someone denied you by that point, and out of the blue they say, okay, you have my blessing, okay, you gotta go. Or you couldn't kind of get someone to get back to give you back the loan you gave them, right? And suddenly they call you that they do have your money, and you just can't put your fingers how things turned around so suddenly, right? And you don't want to know. You just don't want to know. Also, another thing, it is that someone from your past may show up again out of the blue, and is going to be there to stay. And why they're showing up at that point, again, you won't be able to point your finger on, and you don't want to know. It does not concern you. It does not have any effect on your life. It can only worsen the situation just because you are going to know, right? Other than that, in the physical world, it will have no impact whatsoever of moving forward for you. And if you do not press for that information, then you're going to find yourself having a very, very comfortable spot, being able having the resources to open up a new book in your life. We weren't talking about the new page or a new chapter in your life. We're talking about a new book in your life. All right, next, Leo. Hello, Jen. King of Wands, Ten of Wands. That's not good. It's just not. Six of, well, it is, but just for some of you, it's pretty easy interpretation. That's gonna be the week where you will receive a demand. Not exactly a demand. That, let me try to explain it that way. That's gonna be the week where you will be divulged to what's gonna take to get a raise, or you are gonna be divulged to what is gonna take for you to be together, or what's gonna take for you to buy a house, or what's gonna take for you to get a promotion. And what's gonna take is gonna be damn a lot, right? The rewards, if you fulfill what's gonna take, are gonna be an amazing rewards. I mean, you are gonna feel like on the top of the world. It will be your peak of experience at that point, but simultaneously, it's going to be a very, very draining journey. And bear in mind that the entity, whether an organization or whether a person, that it is placing those criteria and those demands, there won't be any room for compromise. You fuck up, you're done, right? Just so you know. So you gotta tread very, very carefully here, whether you are going to decide to keep up with those demands or you're just cut that thing loose for good. Anna, thank you for the 20. So, Leo, prepare yourself for a very busy and kind of stressful week. Let me put you into the list, Anna. Thank you for the 20 again. All right, that was Leo. Now moving next, that will be Virgo. Oh, no problems, Anna. Hey, Jasmine. Long time no see. Welcome to the stream. All right, Eight of Swords for Virgo. The Chariot. And Six of Cups. Those three cards, I will need a second. By the way, guys, if you are wondering why I'm constantly watching that way, it is because I'm tracking the parameters of my computer. It's barely hanging on in there. I mean, I will have to change it soon because it did a good job. I did a good job for as long as it's lasted, but I think it's time. Anyway, back to Virgo. It's a difficult interpretation for Virgo. No, it's not a Mercury retro issue. I mean, it's the throttle of the CPU triples now for what it was when it was brand new. And if it raises a bit more, there will be stutters. Okay, it's just there will be stutters. And I can't have stutters in my live stream. So I'm just waiting it to raise a little bit more, meaning that the CPU wanes, and I'm just gonna buy a new one. I have to eventually. All right, it's a bit of a... Oh, thank you. Okay. It's a bit of a... You can call it a spiritual reading for Virgo. That week, guys, you will start understanding, and it's easier said than done, but you're going to start understanding that things aren't as difficult as they may seem. However, simultaneously, things aren't as pleasant as they seem as well. So from one side, you're going to have an easy mode, but that easy mode will require from you to, I can't really say get your hands dirty. It's more like, for example, handle unpleasant people, do some chores here and there, right? And that way, when you do so, kind of put it into words, you're going to see that you do have a lot more options available in front of you than you may have thought by that particular point. Shauna say, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Shauna say. And Jasmine, thank you for the 20 as well. Thank you, Jasmine. Message for the month for Shauna say. And Jasmine about a house. All right. Let me... excuse me. We do not do intuitives here, Shambhala. That's a warning. Thank you, Shamsei. All right, next, Libra. Knight of Cups. Three of Cups. Very similar to Gemini. Oh, Three of Wands. Oh, Three of Wands. Okay, so. All right, again, a person or an entity, right? Most likely a person, because an entity, I can't fathom how they can have such a standing, but a person whom, how can I put it into words? Well, let's say that they do see the world exactly the way you do see the world. So there is a lot in common in between you two, and that doesn't have to be in a romantic sense. It could be as well in business sense. So that is an individual whom you can make business and love equally well with, right? It's just the stream of emotions in between you two, and the understanding and the collaboration, and just everything will be so smooth. Only if they were in a better place. Because according to these cards, that person just ain't ready for it, because they aren't as far as they think they are to offer you that future. They see the future the same way, they want the same future, just they cannot manifest it, at least at that particular stage. And so there is a threat here. There is a point of beguiling in that particular week, because another trait of the Knight of Cups, it is that they are empty talkers. What I mean is that they can offer you, they can promise you the world, and it isn't like they don't want to do it. They do, but just they don't have the means to do it. However, the way they are promising it, it sounds like, you know, it's a piece of cake for them. It's just like a walk in the park for them. So whenever you do hear a sweet talks, just take them with a grain of salt, especially from a people that you have an emotional attachment to, because there is good, the emotional attachment is going to be mutual, right? So just be careful, tread carefully, give yourself a time, do not rush that interaction or that partnership or that relationship that is coming on the horizon. Okay, next, Scorpio. Queen of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Three of Wands. That is most likely someone that you are doing business with. Or an entity we are doing a business with. So this is a ossified person, Okay, and there is a reason for it. This isn't stubbornness by any means. Now, that individual is ossified because what they know, they can make it work, right? So, for example, your business partner doesn't want to hear about your new ideas. That is because their ideas, they can make them work and they can really drive them to a point of success. And the Three of Wands next to it speaks that that individual is pretty much ready. So it will serve us well if we just listen and, how can I put it into words? I don't want to say the word obey, but more like a try it out, for a lack of better expression. And the trait of the Queen of Wands is that it's not even gonna feel like we being pushed into do one thing or another, because the arguments are more like the actions from the other side are gonna be quite a reasonable. Now, in terms of, I don't know, emotions, intimacy, and so on and so forth, that is gonna be an individual that's gonna drive us. If it manifests that way, very unlikely though. But if so, it's gonna be a person who is gonna just drive us crazy with passion, that is, and we will want more and more and more. But the thing is that the palittra, it's not gonna be that versatile, right? It's just they will not gonna have too many things to offer. That individual ain't going to have too many things to offer. However, the things that they have to offer are going to be exquisite quality. All right, next, that will be Sagittarius. Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. All right, so that's going to be the week where your hard work is coming to a fruition. The benefits, the rewards, the bonuses, or the recognition from your hard work is nigh, and its time is going to be within this particular week. It's going to be very, very important though that you do not drop the ball at the end, because dropping the ball meaning shitting the bed, meaning losing everything, right? That is very important. And that Knight of Pentacles being next to the Ten of Wands, it means that you will have to kind of like at some point do double time, just for a short while. It's not going to be a sense of emergency. It's not going to be a crisis. I do suspect that it's going to be a point where you just will want that thing to be over with, or you are to be over with that thing and get what you have worked for. Because it's likely that you're going to get even more than you have initially negotiated or expected, and so on and so forth. And there is going to be an option for you to keep on going further with that enterprise, whether a job, whether some kind of a deal or project, and so on and so forth. That's going to be entirely up to you. But again, you will have to stick to what was being agreed upon. All right, next, Capricorn. Nine of Cups. Eight of Swords. Judgment. It's a conflict. Such a wide range that this reading represents. And it is a conflict because of the Nine of Cups being prime, and then it is the Judgment that influences the Nine of Cups. And this is how the conflict lies. There is something that makes you happy in your love life, not your love life, but it could be also your career. I said love life because Nine of Cups, it is connected with the emotions. But literally what the card says is that there is something that makes you happy. Whether that's a relationship you have, whether that is a hobby that you do have. I can't imagine that could be a child of yours, okay? That's not going to be the case. Whether it is the marriage you have, all right, whether it's the job you have, a thing that makes you happy, but you know it's bad. What I mean is, you know that this is ruining your life, and it is not a thing for you. And this is where the conflict lies. What you are going to do. The cards are very clear of what you need to do. I'm not gonna tell that because my moral code, it is that if you do not explicitly tell me in a private reading, I will not gonna make a choice for you, right? But just so you know, whichever way you go forward, there are going to be benefits and there are going to be consequences as well. Additionally to it, that's going to be the week where you can find a replacement. It will be like a spare part, like a compensating part, like a compromising part that can replace this source of happiness in case you do decide to kind of like cut it loose, but it's not going to be as good as the source itself. So it will be kind of like a I don't know how to even say it. I forgot the expression. If you do replace it, it will feel like you are lying to yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, next, Aquarius. Page of Swords. King of Cups. The Hierophant. Right, so I am riding Aquarius as well. Oh my god. It kind of fits with the Scorpio reading. There is going to be for Aquarius a conflict as well, but it's going to be not with the thing that makes you happy, that makes us happy. It's going to be with a person. And there was something talked about. There was something negotiated, like what you're gonna get at some point. And now those negotiations, or rather like this point of negotiation, will be attempted to be changed. So in other words, we are gonna feel used and lied. And I don't know about you, but this isn't gonna stand well with me, right? And this is where the problem lies. It is that we have our self-righteousness, the other side is gonna have their self-righteousness. Now, as much as I want to say it, I can't. And what I'm going to say it is that in that particular case, we both are going to be within our rights, right? And this is why this conflict cannot be quelled. And it's going to be there to stay unless we both, we the Aquarius and the other side, is willing to just let it go, okay? Cut our losses and just move forward. That's what we have here. Another thing is that within this week, we as Aquarius, we should just not try to enforce anything we have as an idea, simply because no one is going to understand it. And no one is going to see through how successful and how effective that idea can be. Okay, and last but not least, we do have Pisces. Queen of Swords. Now, hopefully, that's going to be an ally. King of Cups, unlikely. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it isn't. God. All right, for Pisces, that week you will acquire a formidable foe. An individual or an entity like an organization that is going to stop in front of nothing to get what they want, simply because they can, right? And all that is going to come up from some kind of a collaboration, right? So it's very likely that you even end up being betrayed by your colleague, by your partner in business. I'm sorry of saying it, but for them, it's nothing personal. I mean, these type of people are having the mindset that everything belongs to them should they are able to take it. This is how they stand, all right? A thing does not belong to the one who deserves it, but for the one who takes it. They're going to strive to take something that you are striving toward as well. And it's time to run, right? It's time to cut your losses and just walk away. So that said, this is for the 12 star sign. These were the readings for the 12 star signs. And now the super chat. Let me get the tarot deck for personal readings, and I'll be right back in a couple of seconds. All right, Yasmin, let's see what kind of a week you're gonna have. Those are your cards, Yasmin. Give me a minute. Yasmin, do you have a health issue? or someone in your close-up family. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of minutes for you to reply if you are around. All right, I'm gonna carry on. We're gonna clarify via email. I'm gonna write you an email afterwards. It does refer to health that is gonna be taken care of, and is gonna be important that the prescribed treatment is kept or is fulfilled, even though one will find a very difficult to believe that treatment is going to give results. The results are going to be delayed, at least according to these cards, but there are going to be results. Now, bear in mind, Tarot is not designed to read for health, so just consult yourself with your medical doctor, your physician, just anyone who think is going to help you in it. That may concern someone that it is in your close-up family, and that will mean that you will have to take care of them and fulfill the prescribed treatment for them. All right, next, Taco. Let's see what kind of a week you're going to have, mate. Jasmine, thank you for another 20. Thank you. Go on, ask your question. All right, Jasmine, I will check that one out. Taco, those are your cards, Lenormand cards, okay? And those are your tarot cards. It's a mending of a friendship or social interaction. It could be more than one as well. But throughout this week, mate, someone that that you are having, I don't want to say grudge, but let's say you're not getting along with because of a certain reason. This isn't just because you do not like each other, but there is a specific reason why you're not getting along. That reason is no longer going to be relevant whatsoever, and that will allow you to mend the relationship in between you and this person. And the good thing is that once that relationship, or kind of like it's social relationship, is going to be mend, you will get some kind of an invitation to enter a social circle. That is one. And second, that will be a person you can always rely upon. Okay, you can just always rely upon. Now, on a personal level, I don't think that these cards are going to manifest on a personal level, but should they manifest on a personal level, that means that someone that it is very close to you is going to start making you very, very happy. Okay, so this is going to be a really good week when it comes to a social interactions, and that is going to be the main topic for you for the upcoming week. Social interactions and benefits from those social interactions personally to you. All right, Nancy. All right, Nancy. Those are your cards. It's an ending in between man and a woman. The woman could be you, right? Reason, money. Simple as that. That's going to be the reason why the interaction in between a man and a woman that you are related to, the woman could be you, is going to end for God. And while when it ends, you are gonna be quite disappointed of how things turned out. Actually, that's gonna be very, very good thing for you. This end or this ending is gonna open up a super emotionally fulfilling and as well happy future. And on top of that, you will not gonna have anyone to betray your trust, at least for a little while. Okay, so I do suspect that this woman is you, but it could be a very good friend of you that, for example, her boyfriend is constantly getting in the middle, and they can break up because of a money, and his absence now from the life of both of you is gonna make, you know, the friendship even more even stronger and more beautiful than before. That is just speculation. But it could be a client of yours that it is constantly unhappy, okay, constantly whining, not because you're doing a poor job, but because just who they are, right? And kind of like because they want to pay you as much as you deserve, you end up that relationship. And while it's disappointing that you couldn't get your money from that person, actually opens up a space for even a better client. That is another way how we can look at it. Wow. This was not what the cards said. They said that an end will happen in between a man and a woman, and this end will bring you a much better and emotionally fulfilling future. Next time we can check specifically for that if you want, if she still harasses you. Okay, next, Anna. You're welcome, Nancy. Okay. It concerns a man. Those are cards, right? These cards concerns a man that I just, you're kind of like slightly mismatched. I don't know how to put it into words. You're welcome, Taco. Let's say that you can get along, but you aren't exactly getting along, and that is because you haven't found a middle ground yet. Well, that middle ground is going to be found within this upcoming week. The incentive is you being liked and loved and accepted for who you exactly are, which is going to happen. And this man is going to put a really, really hard work into not causing any trouble and being just a positive thing in your life from there on moving forward. And one of the things, at least at the start, at least on the for the near future, I'm sorry, is going to be being predictable, right? That man being predictable for you, so you don't have to kind of like be on the edge of the knife every time they do something. But there is a romantic incentive in this. Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. All right. Next, Shauna say message for the month of September. You're welcome, Anna. Those are the cards, Shauna say, as a message. Actually, a few messages that we do have here. Now, one of them, which is the most important one, is before you start something new within the month of September, make sure that there are no loose ends into the ongoing undertakings that you are currently driving forward. Now, that is the most important one. Another one is investments. The month of September is a month where there is going to be a huge payoff if you do invest, whether your time, your money, or your efforts, into aspects that you find appealing, like people that you like projects that you like, like jobs that you like, and so on and so forth. And the last message from these cards is that within the month of September is going to start becoming clear to you where the winds are blowing from, which is going to cause some need to rearrange your plans. We're not talking about the large changes, but there are going to be some aspects of your plans or of your lifestyle that needs to drop off and needs to be replaced with more dated, okay, with more up to date, so to speak, aspects. And it will be highly advisable for you not to struggle against it, but do it immediately. I mean, replace the dated aspects with the newly formed ones. These are the 3 messages for you. Next, Jasmine, you have 2 questions. Are you gonna get the house one? And the second one is whether there is a prospect for a long-term relationship with the man you are with. So let's check for the house first. You're welcome. Those are cards. Time frame, mid of October. Okay, mid of October. Jasmine, too much of a hassle. Too much of a hassle, too many things that you need to keep up with in order to get that particular house. Can you get it? Yes, you can. Are you going to be happy? Yes, you will be. Are you going to spend a lot of money? Yes, you will. Are the house going to have a lot of problems carry on with it? Yes, there is going to be a lot of problems that will need to be solved. There could be lawyers involved, brokers involved, solicitors involved, some kind of a professional retinue that needs to be brought into the matter in order things to be finalized. All right, and at the end, only you are going to be the one who is happy with the house. Your family won't be, if you do have any. Your friends won't be, and so on and so forth. And additionally to it, it will be quite difficult for you to find people to socialize with, at least in the near future, once you do get the house. Now is up to you to decide whether you want that house and you're willing to handle the consequences and deal with the pros, or you will just, skip it. And now let's see whether there is a long-term prospect in between you and the man you are with for a long-term relationship. I kind of like made it sound more negative than not for the house. This house is gonna feel like the missing puzzle in your life, at least initially. So it's gonna be a good purchase. A relatively good purchase. Or relatively good rent if you are to rent it. All right, those are cards. There is a long-term prospect, okay, and in fact there is a prospect for having a lot of fun with that individual, and for at least what those cards are showing, experiencing life to the fullest is what this relationship needs. But also this relationship needs taking on responsibility, obligations, right? So the key to make that relationship transform into a long-lasting one is taking on obligations, both of you, not just only you, but both of you. Bear in mind though that you should be careful what kind of obligations you do take, because for the man you are asking about, there will be no middle ground. What I mean is that the things are black or white, whether you can do it or you can't. There is no into the middle. So be very careful what kind of obligations you take. Don't take those that you are don't take obligations you are not certain you can handle with. But if you are able to handle with those you take, there is going to be a lot of gratefulness from the other side, a lot of appreciation, and as well a lot of rewards. For that person, there is no problem, I mean mundane problem that every relationship kind of like encounters, that is unsolvable, right? So I think that that's a good match. There is a very small margin of error, if any. But yes, it can go for a long-lasting one again if you guys start taking obligations toward one another. All right, so that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for your generosity, and we're gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.